Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Just Dirk. Today we're going to be taking a look at the origin forms of Palkia and Dialga, which released at the Pokemon Go Sinnoh Tour in Los Angeles starting on Friday, February the 16th. So if you attended the event, probably rated a bunch of these, have a bunch, or if you plan on rating them during the Pokemon Go Sinnoh Tour Global, which will be available to everybody at 10 a.m. local time on Saturday, February 24th. So you may be sitting on a bunch of these Palkia and Dialga origin forms and you're wondering, well, which one is okay to build? Which one should I build? Maybe you didn't get the hundo, but maybe you got close. We're going to take a look at the matchups, figure out which ones are okay, in my opinion, to build. There will be in the video description a link to the timestamps if you want to go straight to Palkia or if you want to go straight to Dialga. So look for those in the video description. Okay, we're going to start off with the Palkia origin form. Here on the left we have 3 spreads, level 50 non-best buddy. And on the right we have the Master League meta, level 50 also non-best buddy. First one here is the 15-15 hundo. The second one here is what I believe to be safe to thrift your IVs down to, and that would be the 15-13-14. And here's the third one is going to be our comparison. So we're going to start off comparing the HP. So this one is going to be the 15-13-13 as opposed to the 15-13-14, which I think is safe. So let's go ahead and take a look at the matchups. Here in the zeros, pretty even across the board. However, in the ones, you're losing to Palkia Sinnoh form, as well as Palkia origin form. And the same in the twos. So let's take a look at why you may be losing these matchups with the 13 HP versus 14 HP. Alright, so taking a look at this matchup here we have the 15-13-13 going against the hundo Palkia origin. So in this particular matchup, the 15-13-13 has 169 HP going into the 171 HP hundo. So when you come down to the end of it, and you're about to fire off your Spatial Rends on charge attack priority, you have 1 HP and they have 3. So what this means is they can shield your Spatial Rend, take the 1 damage from the shield poke, and survive it at 2 HP. However, when they fire off their Spatial Rend, you only have 1 HP left, and that will actually get the KO through the shield. So when we compare that to the 15-13-14, we're at 170 HP versus 171. So the same scenario, we have the Spatial Rend on charge attack priority. You actually survive the shield poke with 1 HP. And the following Dragon Breath will cause a simultaneous KO. So this matchup in particular is the reason why you want to have at least 14 HP on the Palkia origin form. Okay, now looking at the 15-13-14 versus the 15-12-14. So going down in that defense stat. So let's take a look here. So we're going to look at the bulk points first of all. So compared to the hundo, the 15-13-14 loses these 4 bulk points. So we have the Dialga origin, Giratina Altered, Landorus, Therian, and Togekiss. However, these bulk points really don't matter in the head-to-head because for Dialga origin, the 15-15-15 is going to be losing that matchup. Anyway, Giratina, you're still winning that matchup. Landorus, you're still winning that matchup. And Togekiss, you're just going to lose across the board. However, when we look at the 15-12-14, it also loses this bulk point here against Dragon Tail Garchomp. So the reason that I opt for the 15, 13, 14 over the 15, 12, 14 is if you take a look at the Garchomp matchup, here's the 15, 13, 14. You end up coming out of the ones here with 12 HP. The twos also 12 HP. And 52 HP here in the zeros. So you're still winning that one. It's a little tight in the ones and twos, but that 12 HP, let's keep that in mind going into the 15, 12, 14. So here's the ones. You still win it. However, you only have 5 HP. Same in the twos. 5 HP. And then the zeros, 47. So the zero is pretty comfortable. However, the ones and twos is a little bit tighter. So if your Palkia Origin takes some damage, such as a Dragon Breath from a Dialga or some other damage, if it did more than 5 HP and you swapped into this Garchomp matchup, you're actually going to lose this. So having that extra defense IV versus a Garchomp is what I believe makes the difference in the 15, 13, 14 and the 15, 12, 14. So when we look at the actual matchups here, they're the same across the board in the ones, the twos, and the zeros. So, but that's the reason why I think the 15, 13, 14 is okay to build. So keep in mind, this is the level 50 non-best buddy versus the level 50 non-best buddy Master League. Okay, here we have the best buddy level 51 Palkia Origin versus the level 50 Master League. So let's see if the best buddy boost changes anything here. So ones, same across the board. Twos, same across the board. Zeros, same across the board. So let's take a look at the, there's no breakpoints here. Look at the bulk points. So the Hundo performs similarly to the 15, 13, 14 as far as bulk points go. However, the 15, 12, 14, you're losing the bulk point against Dialga Origin. In that particular matchup, you're going to be losing it anyway, so that's not too big a deal. They survive with 14 HP, whereas the 15, 13, 14, they're down to 2 HP, so a much closer match against Dialga Origin with that extra defense IV. And then Landorus, same, that's still a very favorable matchup to the Palkia. And Togekiss, you're going to lose against Togekiss. So yeah, so that's the level 51 best buddy Palkia. So as you can see, the 15, 13, 14 performs much better when you have that extra defense versus the 12 defense. And versus the Hundo, yes, you do lose a few bulk points. However, those matchups are not changed by losing out on that bulk point. So, in my opinion, the 15, 13, 14 is pretty safe to build. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at Dialga Origin form. Here on the left, we have the level 50 non-best buddy Dialga Origin. On the right, we have the level 50 non-best buddy Master League meta. So the spreads we're going to look at, here we have the Hundo as a baseline. The second one is going to be what I believe to be the safe IVs that you could thrift down to. That being 15, 13, 14. And here we have our comparison. So let's first take a look at why do we want to have 14 HP versus 13 HP. So let's take a look at the matchups. Here in the ones, you can see that the 15 HP and 14 HP perform similarly. However, the 13 HP is now losing against Sinnoh Dialga. You have what it looks like you're winning the matchup here with the 15 and 14. You are now tying at 13 HP. Looking at the zeros, same across the board, and the twos, same across the board. So as you can see, having that 14 HP versus 13 HP allows you to perform similarly to the Hundo. Reason being, you have the same HP stat at 14 HP and 15 HP, whether you are level 50 or level 51 best buddied. However, losing that HP is what causes this tie here with the 13 HP. Okay, so now let's take a look at why do we want to have 13 defense versus 12 defense. So on the ones, same across the board. Zeros, same across the board. And the twos, same across the board. So none of the matchups really change here. When you take a look at the bulk points, 13 defense and 12 defense both lose a break point against Kyogre. However, that matchup is not going to be changed really in the slightest. You're still doing really well against Kyogre with any Dialga Origin. So the real difference with that 13 defense IV versus the 12 defense IV can be seen when you take a look at the matchups versus the level 51 Master League meta. So this is the level 50 non-best buddy Dialga Origin versus level 51 best buddy Master League meta. Let's take a look at these matchups. So as you can see here, in the ones, the Hundo and the 15, 13, 14 both perform similarly. However, once you go down to that 12 defense, you are now losing against Sinnoh Dialga. So let's take a look at what's going on with that matchup. So in this matchup, you take a notice, both Iron Heads are doing 43 damage each. So when you come down to when you're throwing your Iron Heads, the 15, 12, 14 has 4 HP left, whereas the best buddy Sinnoh Dialga has 5 HP. And the Dragon Breath, doing exactly 4 HP, is going to KO the Dialga Origin, and the Sinnoh Dialga will live at 1 HP. When we look at the 15, 13, 14, so the Sinnoh Dialga Iron Head is now doing 42 damage versus the 43 that the Origin form is doing. So coming down at the end of this matchup here, after the Iron Heads are thrown, both Dialgas have 5 HP left, which means now that they both get farmed down at the same time and you have a simultaneous KO. So that's the big difference here. So you're not losing that matchup straight up anymore with the 13 defense versus 12. Now it's a simultaneous KO. So looking at the zeros, same across the board, and the twos, same across the board. So this particular reason is why I believe that the 15, 13, 14 Dialga Origin, or better, of course, is going to be pretty safe to build. Okay, so in summary, the Palkia Origin form at 15, 13, 14, or better, of course, should be pretty safe to build. And similarly, the Dialga Origin, also at 15, 13, 14, should be pretty safe to build. So if that's what y'all get, and you don't get the Hundo, but you have at least 15, 13, 14 on both Palkia Origin and Dialga Origin, you should be pretty safe. Okay, so that's it for now. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please leave a like, drop a comment, and feel free to subscribe if you would like to see more Pokemon Go and Pokemon TCG content. Alright, this has been Just Dirk. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.